Welcome to the Make It, Keep It, Invest It podcast. My guest today is Brandon Wise. He is the 25-year CEO of Wise Agent CRM for real estate agents. Thank you, Brandon, for being on today.
Hey, thank you, Marissa. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, of course. So, first thing I always like to do is point out some things that I respect about my guests. And I kind of already alluded to it that your 25 years in the business really stood out to me. And you rewind so far back, you remember Top Producer. So, any of our listeners that remember Top Producer, Brandon he's got some legs, and that's unusual in real estate. So, I'm really thrilled that you're on the podcast today and are just going to share some of that, almost 3 decades worth of insight. So that's the first thing. And I would like to share a second thing is you're so tapped in. So we were chatting and it's like your understanding of the real estate agent avatar and what they need, make things simple, what they struggle with, and then your ability to just implement that. And I love that your company has the actual human being, so the real estate agents, they don't want to talk to a chat bot. They want an actual human being. So your ability to listen and take the feedback from real estate agents and give them exactly what they want. It's like, so those are the two things that stick out the most to me about you.
Thank you so much for those compliments. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's been a long journey. For a technology company, especially, that's very unheard of. So we've kind of taken the slow, long road, and but we've done it in a unique way. And I think it kind of led to your second thought was, um, we've decided right from the beginning, hey, let's be the guys that answer the phone. And really, that's kind of the one piece that stuck with us over the 20 plus years is let's answer the phone and talk to our members and actually listen and care. And we realize, man, they tell us everything we need to know. We don't have to be smart. We can just listen to all these wise brokers and agents tell us what they need, and then we love doing what we do is creating and innovating technology. And so
Yeah.
it's just it's a really good fit. We've loved this industry, truly love being part of it and helping people
Yeah.
get where they are today.
Yeah. Well, the passion shines through. So I love that. And then, so theme of the podcast, make it, keep it invested. I've got a couple questions for you just to ask you on that. And then you are going to be doing a demo of this really cool feature for us at the very end. So keep listening and watching because Brandon's got something that I know all of you talk to me about, all of you want, and none of you know how to get. So he's got something really cool up his sleeve that he's going to screen share and show us at the end. So hang on for that. So first question. When you look back, so this is a make it question. So when you look back at what actually allowed you to like make it and get Wise Agent to where it is, what are some things or decisions that stood out to you to create that momentum before you actually show up 25 years later, right? So in the beginning, kind of what decisions or processes kind of showed you that you were on the right track?
Yeah, I guess from the beginning, we didn't create this system to even be a company. This was just a tool that my best friend was a developer, and I asked him, "Man, I'm afraid. I think I'm going to get sued if I miss one of these inspection dates or appraisals. I'm a new agent, and asked him to build a tool for me. So it was really we stumbled into it because he built this tool. I ended up. We pulled it up right when I got a Rookie of the Quarter award in front of some people, and the hands went up saying, "Hey, how do I get on? How much does this cost?" And at the time, that was the first idea. Hey, maybe we have something that we should share.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, and then as we kind of decided, let's do this, let's get a server and put it together. It was really from the beginning those same people that were raising their hands, we started letting them know, hey, we have it. And then the phone just started ringing and they were telling us, man, can you add a day planner? Can you add a task? Can you add, different parts that I just needed? The one piece that I had him develop for my business was more the transaction management. But then the ideas started coming in, and it's been a 20-year road of truly being open to listen to what the people that are using the system want, and then developing it for them, and then trying to go back and make it easy to use. And so after we make it, then we're like, oh, okay, no one understands this, and so that's been the other part, and just and then sticking with it, being consistent, because it's definitely not been an easy road, especially in the early days. And I know a lot of the new agents are going through that. How do I get started? What do I do? And you've got to kind of just pick something and stick to it. So we didn't have a lot of all the features we have today,
Yeah.
so a lot of the calls were, yeah, that's coming, that's a good idea, yeah, and so that was just a hard time. And as you're a new agent, I think that, you can kind of relate with that, because you haven't done a lot of stuff, and you don't have this big toolbox, but you have your broker and you have the resources around you, like Marissa, that you can go to and get advice. And so, sticking to it, and just finding one piece and starting to, like, do open houses and start building onto that, or whatever that one thing is. Start
Yeah.
somewhere, but you got to start. And I think that's where we
Yeah.
see a lot of people have a good idea and never start.
Yeah, yeah, true. Or sorry, you have the follow up and the follow through. So you're interesting, right? So you started an agency. You're rookie of the year, top producer, right? And then you and your best friend developed Wise Agent. Well, it wasn't called Wise Agent back then, but you developed it to help yourself personally. So when did you know to get out of agency and just go full throttle into developing the CRM?
Yeah. So as we got started, I was still out selling houses, and it just so happened that about probably 3 months into it, my Mike, the CTO today, got laid off of his technology job, and so I was like, hey, you've got time, and we've got a list full of suggestions. You start building, and so I continued selling houses, and it got more and more where, when I was answering the call, instead of it being clients to go see a house, it was realtors calling me saying, hey, can you add this, can you add that, and it just started getting good. And then we had a title company come to us and
Mm,
said, hey, can you co-brand it and put our name on it, and then we'll promote it. And that was really kind of our big, like, the lights came on and said, man, I think we've got something here. And they started to say, people are loving this system, and so and it just kind of eventually got to a point where the phone was more calls about this, and it was
okay.
taking more and more time. And so I kind of had to set that real estate, make a choice, and we chose to go the technology
Yeah.
route.
So the market told you what to do.
Yeah, I was
You
very
had to
we
do that.
spoke very clearly.
Yeah, I can see that, and you're excellent at it. So, okay, next question is the keep it piece of the make it, keep it investment framework. So, as you're growing, right? So you decide to pull the plug on the agency work, go full throttle into the CRM business. At what point did you realize that as you're building, what did you have to kind of stop or change to make sure that you were able to keep and protect what you were building? So anything that to keep, you see what I'm saying? Like anything you have to like stop doing or protect to make sure you keep what you're building.
Yeah, I think it's been a lot of those things as we making adjustments, but we we were starting to go down the road of all we looked at what's everyone else doing. This is how we should do it. And we realized, man, that's not the right journey for us, because everyone else is locking people into contracts. And then you start getting the calls and people are upset. And we decided, hey, why do we want to, just on that one little piece, why do we want to lock someone in and then have them out there bashing us? If they don't like it, let's let them leave. And it turns out a lot of them come back after they see the grass isn't greener. But um, yeah, I think a lot of the decisions were mistakes, and then we saw that, hey, we're getting complaints about this. Let's change it and do what's right. And so
Yeah.
we always try to lead with, hey, let's what's the right thing to do? What are the people looking? So we don't do contracts. We can try to keep the prices down, and we try to give support. And we see that's where a lot of our competitors fail, is they're not supporting the product at a way that the realtors and brokers need it. And the times when they're working, if they're doing an open house and need to make a landing page for their open house on a Saturday, and they're stuck, they need someone to answer the phone and help them get that landing page made right then. And so, um, realizing that, and then figuring out how do we staff for weekends, holidays, nights,
Yeah.
but so we've gone through a lot of different paths to get to where we are today, where it works smooth.
Well, it's
Trial
interesting
and
'cause
error.
it's no, and it's like you've got, a very common sense approach, and yet it's contrarian in real estate with the month-to-month contracts, with the live human being for support,
Yeah.
weekends and holidays, so Again,
And
that's just a
right
text.
now, when everything is AI,
Yeah.
and everyone's going to AI support, we're really standing out with that. We actually still answer the phone. I mean, we've got our AI support for those that want to get a quick answer. You can chat, but yeah, the answering the phone, and I think the same thing goes on when I look at the agents brokers right now. When you go to your mailbox, it like 15 years ago when you went to your mailbox, it was full of postcards, just listed, just sold. Now there's none. So to me, hey, it's time to start sending out your snail mail again because the mailboxes are not full of it. It's all digital now. So you'll stand out if you do some of the postcards.
Yeah, in coaching, I'm definitely encouraging the agents to go more analog, especially into
Yeah.
2026 when everybody's a little bit fried on,
Be
the
more
AI.
human.
Be more human. I'm like, we're in a relationship-based business, right? So it's like, how do you connect? And even with CRM, the question is, it's a customer relationship manager, and it's like, how are you connecting with people, right? How are you managing
Right.
relationships? And so it still takes that human component, and the tech backs you up and makes you a little faster. That's how I've always viewed it.
It really does. And yeah, CRM, building relationships. So we try to practice what we preach, and we use our own CRM in house to run the whole company on. And then we're also trying to build relationships with our members, the realtors and brokers, and so on a different level. But we're going through the exact same things and trying to
Yeah.
set up the right drip campaigns
Yep.
for the right people at the right time. So we kind of really understand what our members are going through, and we're able to kind of work together with them on their challenges.
Yeah, I like that. So, okay, so next question is about scale. So how many between your support and your technology staff, like how many people are employed or contractors of Wise Agent at this point?
Right now we've got 29 people working here, so we're still kind of a small when you think of technology companies. And everyone has a lot of different roles and steps up, but it's a happy, true family atmosphere. You come in the office and there's a lot of energy going on,
Yeah.
and really, it's constantly. I walk out right just now, and the marketing team is up talking to customer support, and the developers
Yeah.
over in the conversation. So everyone working together, we're able to get a lot more done, and compete with the billion-dollar companies that
Yeah.
are our competitors, and
Yeah.
that have a limitless number of employees.
Yeah. So that's I mean that's a great point. And so my question next is like when I'm coaching real estate agents, there's a point where it's like their personal effort stops working and they've got to leverage through people, right? Because there's only so much you can do. So you say 29 is a little number to real estate agents, that is a giant number of people to have employed and most will never get there. So you've got a ton of experience we can borrow from if you don't mind. So my investment question is like, how do you underwrite people, right? So everybody thinks of investments as like underwriting real estate deals, but I'm like, how do you underwrite people for your business to know? And especially in an environment where everybody knows each other, like how are you making sure that you've got the right fit? So that's question one. And then when it's just obvious somebody's not the right fit, how do you cleanly exit that relationship?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Boy, we've had to deal with that. So yeah, it's really, I think it comes down to your CRM, not just because that's what we do, but to scale anything, you need to have it in systems, and it doesn't matter what you're selling. You need to have a system for each piece of it, um, so that whenever a lead comes in, you already know exactly what you're doing with that lead, how you're going to talk to it, how you're going to get it through each piece of the pipeline to a successful close, and then how are you going to stay in touch to get the repeat business. And so once you have the systems in place, then it makes it a lot easier to bring team members in and show them, hey, here's how we do it. So when you start, you get busy first, and then you start trying to put the systems again and bring in staffing in before you have a system. It's a high failure rate because you don't have the systems for everyone to follow along, and then we're always improving those systems as well. So I think for each piece of your real estate business, just like running a technology company, you have to look at every single part, and as the problems come up, figure out hey, what could we have done different, and how do we put that in our system so that we don't drop that ball or forget that thing, and make
Mhm.
it easy. And so systemize it so that whenever you get a listing, here's what we do before we go. Here's what we do as soon as we get the listing, and here's what we do after. Here's what we do to stay in touch. Here's where we keep the documents. Here, all the little pieces, and then it's easy to bring people in as you see the numbers going up. And my time is run out. I need help. Here's where I can leverage someone else's time and bring them in. And then as far as bringing the right people in, man, so many people are great interviewers, and then they get in, and you're like, wait, that's not what you guys said. So it's tough. We've gotten better and better at it over time, but we still every once in a while make a wrong decision, bring someone in that is still a good person. I know they were because they interviewed so well, and they're good somewhere. There's just not a good fit here, and so we're able to speed that process up. When we see it,
Yeah.
we really focus in and give them a few chances, try to fix it, and then say it's not working out quicker and quicker as we've learned how much
Yeah.
how damaging it can be to leave them on. But
Yep.
it's hard. It's never easy.
Well, and I think that's part of it, right? Like learning how to hire and fire well is an
Yeah,
ongoing pursuit of any entrepreneur.
yeah.
Um,
And
what
then
are there? Oh, go ahead.
I was saying, and then some of them interview great, and they really are the great ones, and you got to take care of those people. Once you get someone good, I think that's the other piece is truly take care of them, and then have that trust. I fully trust everyone in our company, and so it's allowed them to excel and take a lot of work off of other people when they don't have to come and ask for every little thing,
Yeah.
because they kind of understand how you work. So I think
Yeah.
having people that you can really trust is a huge piece.
Yes. Trust is very important. Are there qualities that you're looking for? Like, do you have like a ideal avatar of a successful human being, basically? Of like, is there anything that kind of there's like a common thread across people that you've seen?
Um, Integrity is everything to me, their word and trust. And so, which can be hard to determine on just a couple interviews. But yeah, I think you kind of get a feel for your kind of people. Um, we run our office as a with Christian ethics and morals, and try to just always do the right thing. And so and we let people know, hey, when you come here, this is a Christian value ran company, and a lot of times they light up about it, or sometimes they say it's probably not for me. So also being honest with what you're looking for,
Yeah.
because you don't want to bring them in if it's not a good fit. So we try to really probably say more than we should in an interview, but it's kind of nice to let them know right where we are, and a lot of times that'll help us both sides decide if it's a good fit or not before we go too deep.
Yep. I couldn't agree more on that. It's like tell people who you are, right?
Yeah,
So it's like
yeah.
if it makes for better connections. Okay. Well, I appreciate you running us through the make it, keep it, invest it question. So,
Sure.
um, next up, I want you to screen share. I will not steal your thunder, but I'll let you screen share and then take it away. This is the part where Brandon showed this to me the other day and I was blown away because I've got tons of agents asking me for this tool. And then I was like, I don't know anybody that's actually executing this at a high level. And then Brandon with a wise agent, he showed it to me and here we are. So I
All
will
right.
let you.
And so just so you know what we're getting ready to show, this is brand new technology that we are not even marketing out yet to other than to just some of our VIP members. So we're kind of getting the word out by mouth right now, and sharing it with your audience here first, actually. So
Thank
um
you.
and because we're still not done developing it. We're fixing things, making it easier before we roll it out and have big numbers on it. So but this is ready to go. Everything I'm going to show you right now. And so basically, with our new tool, you don't have to be using Wise Agent. If we built your website, then of course we're going to build it in. But if we didn't build you a website, it still is going to work fine. And so basically, what we're doing here is we've created a dashboard that where we can put a snippet of code on any website, and then we're able to get new leads from that website that are extremely warm leads, because we're gathering these leads from the IP addresses. So these are leads that people that visited your website, they've seen your name, they know your logo, but they haven't got far enough along where they will actually fill in a landing page. And so, so maybe they're kind of earlier in the process. Well, we're able to capture those people and give a lot of amazing information that can help you to try to convert them before they're at the next stage where they might fill out that same form on Zillow or Realtor.com, and you end up buying this lead back for a lot of money. So we're selling these leads for $5 per lead. And these are only leads that were actually on your personal website. And so as we go down, I'll just click on one that came into one of our websites 18 hours ago. And basically, this is what the information page is going to look like. So you're going to have all their main information. Sometimes it even gets a photo of them. We're getting their mobile, their email, their LinkedIn profile. And then really cool right here, you can see how long they were on your website. This one was on for 8 minutes, and we can see what pages they viewed. There's a recording where we can go watch exactly how long they paid and what they were clicking on. And then it's going to show you the links. And then it even grabs some other information that just might help when you're trying to build that relationship, and it shows you some of their family members, and as well as really valuable information, the equity they have on their current property, the balance of the mortgage, the lender. So you can see a lot of information, and take that, and even we even have our offers if you want to do, find out what an immediate offer was on that, so you can go get offers and use that as part of your conversation to turn these leads into your clients. And so
Okay.
that is, oh, go ahead.
So I was just saying, I want to make sure this is like blowing people's minds like it did mine. So what he's saying is you have your website, your agent website. You can be with Wise Agent or not with Wise Agent. And they put a piece of code where anybody that goes onto your website, they don't even have to fill out a form. Guys, this is just like anybody that goes to your website, they can pull that person's information and send it to you. And you just saw everything. So it was like their name, their phone number, like as much information as possible, even a picture, which was crazy, their property,
Yeah.
if you can find it. And so $5 a lead. And that is an incredibly, incredibly warm lead. And so that's what I've had a lot of agents asking is like, how do you capture information of people that are just looking around but not
Yeah.
filling
These
out forms?
are unique leads, and if you're not getting any leads on your website, then that means you're not driving traffic to it, or you got a website problem, and of course we can help you with that. But we're getting feedback, amazing feedback from the agents that are calling these leads, and they're saying, "Hey, I was actually on your website last night," and they're like, "I know you were," and it looks like you were looking for houses with a pool. Is that right?
Yeah.
Um, and then we even have some brokers saying, yeah, I've seen some of the agents in my area on my website and my about page, and I've called them, and they tell me they're not happy with their current brokerage, and they were
Yeah.
looking. So they've been able to recruit a couple of agents, or have someone in the works right now. So we're getting just a lot of great success stories on these. The leads, this is it's not going to grab all the traffic that goes to your website, only the ones that we can validate with 3 different connection
Yeah.
points to make sure this is the right, really that person. And then we're going to check your CRM that we have, and we can work with whether you're using White Agent or not, and make sure that lead's not already in your database, because we're not going to sell you one that was a client that you told to go there. And then if it's not, then that'll be a $5 lead. We'll drop it into your CRM with all the information, and then you can start dripping on them. But definitely pick up the phone and give them a call, because they know you.
Yeah, so I love, and even when you brought up the recruiting, I know there's a lot of, real estate agents and brokerages that do recruiting, and so that use case was
Yeah.
very interesting to me, so beside is there any other use cases besides finding just regular buyers and sellers? We've got recruiters. Is there any other way
Yeah,
people are using
we,
this?
I think it does whatever you have a website for. You're trying to get traffic there, and so um, if you put this little snippet of code on that website, whatever traffic you're trying to get, we can help you um, get that traffic, and start making some calls. And
Yeah,
really, to get started on that one, you would just go to wiseagentleads.com, and that there's a landing page right there that you can fill out, and it'll kind of take you through the process to get set up, and we'll reach out and help you if you need
okay.
any help putting that snippet of code on your website. That seems to be the main little roadblock right now, and
Yeah.
so we're having to do that for a lot of people. So we can get on a Zoom and do that in about 4 minutes. So it's a real quick, but
Fantastic.
that way we do it right for you. And but there is instructions if you can do it yourself. You can just
Yeah.
grab the snippet of code and drop it on.
I love that. But that's the great thing. Your company is so high touch, and it's like, real estate agents do not they're not most of them are not great at technology, so you're like, "Solved. Get on a Zoom, we'll walk through it."
Yes.
So, huge benefit. What are those, you said, if they're already in the database, you're not gonna sell a lead back, which is high integrity
Right.
and awesome. Then you said there has to be 3 points of contact for somebody. What are those 3 points?
Well,
Or what
so it's making sure like the email and the address and the name all connect in different points. So it's got lots of different databases that is checking to make sure, hey, yeah, this is definitely the same person that signed up for a gym membership, bought flowers for their
Yeah,
mom, and so it's any of these forms that people fill out throughout life that sell their information back is gone into a database, and so that's kind of how these systems are working. Is they're hitting all these different endpoints to make sure, yes, this is the right person that was on that owns this IP address, and they were on that website last
okay.
night to serve it up. So a lot of technical stuff going on in the background to get
Yeah.
get to these leads, but um, yeah, the feedback is coming back amazing.
Yeah. So will you, just so they've thought, will you reshare your screen and just show
Sure.
again just what that looks like when they receive a lead? And $5, you guys, I mean, come on. You can turn you guys have like turn that into like 100x off of one lead for ROI. It's incredible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a so when you log into your dashboard, this is kind of what you're going to see, all the different leads that have come in, when they've come in, and you can set it up. Maybe you only want to get 4 leads a day, or you want to limit it to that. So you only do, 20 $20 a day because you're getting a lot of traffic and you don't have enough time to work more than 4 leads a day. You can set it at that. So you can turn this on and off. You can ramp it up. You can say unlimited, or you can scale it back to whatever you can handle. So we have some sites that are getting 10 or 15 leads a day, and some of them get one every other day. So it kind of just depends on how much traffic you're sending. But yeah, once you get on, it's just all this most of this information is also being added right to your CRM. So if you don't want to come to the dashboard console, it'll just you can just go in your CRM, and then of course if you're using Wise Agent or one like it, then it can automatically, as soon as these leads come in, it'll start dripping on them. If you're using Wise Agent, we've already got drip campaigns set up to help you convert these. But it sounds like from the talks we've been having, picking up the phone and calling them has been the best way to convert these leads because they actually know your name when you call, and so it's a kind of a neat change from calling leads that don't know who you are that you're paying big money for.
Well, and that's what we talk about, even with all the technology, I'm like, real estate is still a voice to voice, face to face profession. So it's like if you expect to close a client, you better get them on the phone, FaceTime, Zoom, or in person. So that
Right,
that
right.
no surprise there. Biggest amount of success is actually picking up the phone and calling them.
Yes, yes. And if you hit this view offers button, then it can that wasn't a good one for you to see, but it can go out and collect some offers from some of the other immediate offer
So
companies.
that's an important skill. So like being able to have like a list of cash buyers for sellers, right? Because even if they
Yes,
don't
yeah,
take it,
it's
it
cash
sets a
buyers
pull.
ready to go, and you can use that to say, "Hey, we can always get you this right now, but if I list it, there's a good chance I'm gonna get you
Yeah.
$40,000 more," or whatever it is, but it's a really good to get the conversation going, and we can set that part's included complimentary.
Oh, fantastic. We love a complimentary perk. Let me ask
Yes.
you this. So is there like a setup fee? Is like how long? So if an agent is like they go to Wise Agent, fill out the form, they decide they want to do it and then go
There's
time.
really no negatives, no roadblocks. You just get set up. If you don't want to do it, you can turn it off at any time. You can pause it if you maybe you're going to go out on vacation. You don't have anyone to take care of your leads, but or you can decide how many leads you want today. If for whatever reason you don't like it and you want it off, just turn it off. So
Okay.
there's really no negative to trying it. And I think once you call the first 3 leads, you're going to be impressed with after you have a couple conversations, and you'll want to turn it on more, you know.
Okay, and then you'll work with the budget. So if they say, "I have
Yeah.
$5 a day,
They
1
they
lead."
can they can set that themselves. So they can today they can set it to 4 leads a day, and then tomorrow they can change it to unlimited, and next week they can go to 8 leads a day. So
Eh.
they can kinda decide what they want.
Brandon, you know real estate agents up, down, left, and right. It's actually very refreshing how much you're into the heads and hearts of real estate agents and giving them what they want. So I'm thrilled that you offered to share that with the
Right.
community. So I can't wait to see who signs up
Or
for it and
it's exciting
some
just to
results.
hear all the feedback come in and about anytime you release some new technology and it's really helpful to
Actually
the
works.
ma yeah, it works. Yeah, it's always makes it's such a good feeling on both sides. Everyone's happy, and we love doing
Yeah.
that.
Well, cool. Is there anything else that you're working on or excited about personally, professionally, you want to share with everybody?
Um, Man, we're always working on new features and new releases. We just added the lead pipeline into Wise Agent. It makes it really easy to see where your lead, all the leads are and what part of the pipeline they're in. So anyone on your team can log in and see what needs to happen, as you go through the flow. So yeah, if you haven't seen a demo of Wise Agent or you want to compare it to your current CRM, we're always happy to jump on and do a Zoom and compare. We don't do any hard sales. If you want a free trial, we let everyone try it for 14 days to compare it. And then if you do decide to use Wise Agent, man, we're here to help you. We're going to help you get your leads coming in automatically from wherever they are. We're going to help you move your database in and get it synced with your phone and set up your email branding and signatures and get your drip campaigns set up. So we're kind of here to help you, not just to get onboarded, but all the way through. 3 years from now, we'll still be answering the phone when you need help.
Yeah, I love that. And then okay, so we've got wiseagentleads.com. I'll put that in the description for everyone. Is there anywhere else people can follow your work or the company that you want to point them in that direction?
Yeah, really, wiseagent.com is our main site, and you can get to our blog from there. You can get to we have a podcast called Becoming a Wise Agent, and
Yeah.
and so you can find all the information right at Wise Agent, and there's a contact us button on that page as well. So it'll let you call us or email us or schedule a call for us or whatever you need. We'll be there to walk you through and answer any questions.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for this conversation, sharing with the community everything you do for the entire real estate community at large. You are one of the guys with tenure that know what's going on, so I really respect and value how you
I
think.
feel the same about you, Marissa, and I really appreciate you having me on. And I think we're doing a good job out there helping the people. So
That's the plan, right? Make an impact.
yes,
So,
yes.
all right. Well, I will talk to you soon, Brandon. Take care.
All right, thank you. Bye bye.